Years of celebrating virtually, we're really glad to be in this shared space. I'm Dr. Patty Barfield, and I have the privilege of being the Campus Associate Dean, and I would like to ask you to join me in welcoming the class of 2022. Graduates, families, friends, colleagues, and honored guests, this is a very special day, a day that marks the culmination of a 3-year or longer academic journey, the realization of dreams achieved and goals met. It also represents 4 decades of partnership between OHSU and EOU, which I take as proof that Western Oregon and Eastern Oregon can work together for the common good. This beautiful place where we work and learn rests upon the land of the Cayuse, Umatilla, Walla Walla, and Nez Perce people. We celebrate their traditions, languages, and stories. We acknowledge their continuing connection to this land, water, and community. We pay our respects to these original stewards of Northeastern Oregon. The success we celebrate today comes in part by the work and contribution of others. I would like to acknowledge our honored guests, Tom Insko, EOU President, Dr. Sarah Witt, EOU Provost, Dr. Hector Olvera Alvarez, Professor and Senior Associate Dean for Research, OHSU School of Nursing, and Dr. Chris Tanner, Professor Emerita, OHSU School of Nursing. To our retired faculty, alumni, community partners, family, and friends, thank you for your contribution and support to our nursing students and our nursing program. The National League of Nursing deemed 2022 the Year of the Nurse Educator. Nurse educators, while less visible to the public eye, make it possible for nurses to deliver life-saving emergency services to end-of-life care and everything in between. They serve as mentors, role models, and moral support. I would like to thank the LeGrand Nursing faculty and all nurse faculty present today for everything you do to ensure that the next generation of nurses are well equipped to meet the challenges ahead and the healthcare needs of all. If you are a nurse educator, please stand so we can celebrate you. Thank you. And as with any successful organization, the individuals working in administrative support roles are the very reason for the organizational success. I would ask the LeGrand campus staff to stand and be recognized for their passion, energy, and excellence. Graduates, today is your day to celebrate. Nursing school is hard. Nursing school during a pandemic is harder. Each and every one of you have had to, at some point, adjust, adapt, and dig a little deeper. There have been moments of great joy, discovery, and celebration, and moments of fear, sadness, and disappointment. In short, life continued to happen as you progress through the program. Your ability to sustain your academic curiosity and effort towards your goal to become a nurse is evidence of your grit. Your ability to overcome setbacks and hurdles is evidence of your resilience. Your ability to persevere in the demands required of you, including your Kaplan studies, is evidence of your endurance. Angela Duckworth, author of Grit, notes, "Enthusiasm is common, endurance is rare." Class of 2022, you have stayed the course. You have completed a rigorous academic program from a school recognized for curriculum excellence and ranked by the U.S. News & World Report as the 7th best Bachelor of Science nursing program in the nation. Beyond the lessons of health and science, I hope you take with you the lessons taught and modeled by your faculty and preceptors on how to be a professional nurse. To be kind and caring, regardless of the individual's race, ethnicity, nationality, gender, religion, or circumstance. To listen and respond with empathy, even when the situation challenges your personal values. To advocate for your patients, especially the vulnerable and the voiceless, and to never underestimate the power you hold to make a positive difference in the lives of others and the world around you. I extend my gratitude, congratulations, and best wishes for your future. Please join me in honoring our new graduates. Now I have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Sarah Witt, Provost, Eastern Oregon University. Please welcome Dr. Witt as she shares a few words with our graduates.
Thank you and good morning. Greetings and salutations from Eastern Oregon University to the OHSU nursing graduates, your families, and your friends. I want you to know that the 40-year partnership EOU has enjoyed with OHSU since 1982 is so important to this university and this region. EOU is proud to have shared our faculty, our student services, and our beautiful campus grounds and facilities with you as you work to achieve your degree through OHSU's partnership with EOU. I hope we have added value to your learning experience on our campus. Becoming a nurse is a commitment you make to communities experiencing shortages and in desperate need of your expertise. The qualities of care and concern, your thoughtfulness bring to attainment of the degree something that is already deeply ingrained in you. And by virtue of these qualities, you have heeded the call to enter the nursing profession. You play a special role in all of our lives and hold a special place in our society. You are the ones to whom we will always finally tell the truth about how good or bad we feel on a scale of 1 to 10. You are the joy of life, whether sharing a joke at the nurse's station or springing into action in the emergency room or conveying a final message to a loved one because you were there to hear it. One never knows the awesome responsibility of being a nurse until you have experienced it. The nurses I have known, I used to work on a transplant unit, they were the most authentically caring individuals I have ever met, and it is apparent in your every interaction. Like it or not, taking care of one another, truly listening to another human being, and bringing comfort to another are among the most simple and yet the most profound of human acts. We are lucky to have you. We are lucky to have you in this world. We are lucky to have you in our rural communities, because when we really aren't at our best, you make us feel special, cared for, and particular in the world. Thank you for committing your knowledge, your care for humanity, and generous spirit to the nursing profession. Congratulations, graduates, on your accomplishments. Class of OHSU Nursing from the LeGrand campus. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite the president of Eastern Oregon University to the stage so he can present honor medallions to qualifying students. President Tom Insko. The honor medallion is a gift from EOU to graduating students earning a GPA of 3.5 or higher. EOU honor medallion recipients, please come forward onto the stage as your name is called. You can go to stage right, your left. And you can just start moving in that direction as I call the names. Ali Abdul Rahman. Josiah Bates. Asha Beckrick. Jocelyn Brown. Riley Curry. Robert Donahue. Joshua Ebel. Tristan Estabrook. Ashley Gamble. Darby Gassett. Teresa Ho. Chelsea Hope. Brianna Humiston. Riley Coleman. Chantel Krantz. Chad McCoy. Amber Pear. Philip Pomple. Bailey Reed. Brooke Sanders. Bryce Schubert. Kazi Stengel. Tenzin Sering. Erica Izordia. Abigail Whipple. And not in attendance but receiving an honor, Alex Zabriskie.
Thank you. And when you hear about nurses from nurses, it's like, of course. But when we hear about nurses from non-nurses, it just really warms my heart. So Sarah, I thank you for your warm words, and Dr. Insco for your support. And I wish you the best in your retirement, Provost Witt. So now I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Hector Olvera Alvarez, Senior Associate Dean for Research at the Oregon Health Science University School of Nursing. Prior to coming to OHSU, Dr. Alvarez was at the University of Texas at El Paso, where he launched the Nurse Engagement and Wellness Study to understand the risk and resiliency factors among early career nurses. His current research examines how stress modifies the way the environment affects health in vulnerable populations. Please welcome my colleague and friend, Dr. Olvera Alvarez, a dynamic individual with infectious energy. So you have been warned.
Thank you, Patty. I'm getting older, so I need to pull this closer to me. First, I want to thank President of Eastern Oregon University, Tom Insco, and Provost Sarah Witt for hosting us today. I also want to thank OHSU School of Nursing, Campus Associate Dean Dr. Patty Barfield for inviting me to be here and to celebrate this outstanding achievement with all of you. And especially, I want to thank the OHSU School of Nursing faculty and staff whose hard work and commitment has been instrumental in helping all of you achieve the celebration that we celebrate today. It is wonderful to see you all in person. I have greatly missed in-person celebrations the last 2 years, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to welcome you all to celebrate today the nursing graduates of 2022. To all of you that are graduating today, I extend my warmest congratulations. You have earned the degrees conferred upon you today, and therefore are most deserving of us celebrating you and your achievements today. You are bright, overflowing with potential, and well prepared to make an impact on the health and well-being of our communities. Now one is needed more than ever. I'm also confident you are prepared to seize the opportunities life will offer you and make the most out of the journey that lives will take you on. Your talent and hard work have paid off as you celebrate this well-deserved major milestone in your lives. I'm sure that by now you have realized that no one ever does anything alone. So I know you will join me in thanking your family members, fellow students, and the friends who have supported you with love, with their financial investments, and their confidence in you and your future. We thank you all. When I learned that I was coming to La Grande to speak to all of you today, I was deeply humbled. My thoughts immediately rushed back to the moment that I was in your shoes. Back then, at that moment, I couldn't believe that I was right there sitting where all of you are today. That is because, as many of you, I had to overcome adversity to become the first member of my family to graduate from college. To all of you that are first in your families to graduate from college, I want to assure you that your accomplishment today will have a profound impact on your families, also in our communities, as well as in our nation. For that reason, I want to take this moment to acknowledge all of you today. If you're a first-generation graduate, please stand. Let me also ask everyone in this room who was the first graduating college student in their family to stand up. Thank you. I know that for most of you, today may appear to be the end of a journey, but commencements are in fact beginnings. That's actually what the word means. And you are now at the start of an exciting phase in your lives with the potential for the fulfillment of dreams that wouldn't have been attainable without the completion of the nurse's degree we celebrate today. For me, the completion of a college education catalyzed a series of events that broadened my life options and opened up opportunities to appreciate the world in a way I never thought possible. For instance, I was not only accepted to, but actually paid to attend an Ivy League institution where my career in interdisciplinary science developed. I have had the opportunity to meet, learn from, be mentored by, and collaborate with the brightest health scientists of our times. I've been fortunate enough also to have been invited to travel across the world to share my ideas on the way that poverty, social disadvantage, and the environment cause disease and illness. Who would have ever imagined such opportunities for a kid like me? A kid that grew up in the southern border, a region unknown or misunderstood by many across the U.S. But thanks to the bet that my undergraduate institution took on me, I have now the opportunity to share this story with all of you. Without that opportunity, I wouldn't be here for sure, and my story wouldn't be this one. What does that have to do with any of you? I'm pretty sure some of you are asking yourselves at this moment. Well, like me, all of you are also the beneficiaries of a quality education offered to you by an institution that took a bet on you, OHSU. And being here today means that you have met the highest academic standards and have gained valuable experience that will allow you to change your personal and professional trajectories forever. Your journeys are now heading towards greater opportunities to understand the world and each other more profoundly. More importantly, you're now in position to impact the lives of those that you will care for and those that you care about the most. For this reason, once the excitement of your graduations ebbs a bit, I hope you will pause for a moment and think about the story you will like to tell years from now when you come back to a commencement ceremony to talk to nursing graduates. As you pursue that vision, I'm also going to ask you to trust the power of both the excellence of the education you experience here, as well as tap in again into the passion that energized you during the past couple of years. Attaining a nursing degree from OHSU, it's quite an accomplishment. Attaining wonder in what we just experienced, that's impressive. Please know that everyone here at OHSU acknowledges the heroic efforts and the many sacrifices you and your families have made so that the accomplishment we celebrate today was possible. Heroes can be identified because they are the ones running towards the fire when the rest of us are running away from it. From that perspective, all of you are heroes in my book. You are running towards a system where hope, objectivity, fairness, and kindness are urgently needed. Remember that with the many benefits of the nursing degree you attain today also come increased responsibilities. Use your fine OHSU education to do well in life, but please also remember that you're also prepared to do good in it. Understand that the opportunity you had to study, learn, and grow at OHSU, an institution that values academic excellence in the same way we value diversity and social equity, was precious. Don't for a moment take it for granted. Do all you can to share its benefits with others. So whatever your professional path or your life direction, be ever mindful of your capacity to help others. You are now capable of helping others at the bedside, of course, but also away from it. Not only with your family and friends, but every other person whose lives you are now have the power to transform through compassionate care, education, mentoring, job creation, scholarships, volunteer service, advocacy, and leadership with integrity. Also, As nurses, you are now well positioned to fight for and ensure quality of care and the same health outcomes for everyone. You are now able and empowered to build better healthcare systems and guide our communities toward happier, healthier lives. OHSU has been a powerful force in preparing you well. And now we're counting on you to leverage this education experience to become yourselves power forces in protecting the health of our communities and ensuring no one is left behind. Congratulations again to all the graduates on the successes we celebrate today. Thank you again for sharing your graduation with me. And also thank you for entrusting OHSU with your education. All of us here are very proud of you already. But know that we will be even prouder as you go on to lead highly successful and meaningful lives as you care for all of us through your noble profession. My best wishes to each and every one of you. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez. At this time, I have the honor of presenting the Henrietta Doltz Puhati Award. The Henrietta Doltz Puhati Award is given to a single undergraduate across all 5 OHSU campuses, only one. This award bears the name of the second director of the School of Nursing and recognizes the demonstration of compassion, kindness, and generosity for patients, colleagues, and humanity. The winner of this award recognized the importance of compassion in year 1, writing, quote, "Relationship and providing comfort is a huge part of nursing. I feel like in school we sometimes focus on our skills, but the relationship is equally important," end quote. In every situation and in every setting, this student has conveyed kindness. Faculty write, quote, "This student can be trusted to compassionately care for patients from all backgrounds, cultures, and social status, to provide safe, patient-centered care with kindness and without judgment," end quote. In a time where our world often seems upside down, this individual has consistently demonstrated the virtues that anchor us to our humanity. Please help me congratulate the winner of the 2022 Henrietta Doltz Puhati Award, Tristan Estabrook. Made it without tears. Okay. Chris Tanner is Professor Emeriti at Oregon Health and Science University School of Nursing and a national leader in nursing education innovation and scholarship. Dr. Tanner was on faculty at OHSU Portland campus for 35 years in varied roles. She worked with colleagues throughout the state in the development, this is going to sound familiar, students, of the Oregon Consortium for Nursing Education, or the OCNE curriculum. Okay. For the last 3 years, okay? Transforming nursing education in Oregon and creating a national model for quality nursing education. Remember I said earlier, we are known for our curriculum excellence, and she is a strong reason why. Her program of research spanned 4 decades, has focused on the development of expertise in clinical reasoning. During the pandemic, Chris updated her 2006 model of clinical judgment to reflect recent research on clinical reasoning, including the effect of implicit bias and the advances in interprofessional practice and shared decision-making. More recently, motivated by witnessing the misery and deplorable conditions of the houseless, she and other colleagues in social services founded a nonprofit agency providing shelter and wraparound services to the most underserved and vulnerable people living on the streets. The nonprofit We Shine has just received funding to open 2 microvillages in the next year. a nurse educator, scholar, mentor, advocate, and humanitarian. You have been the direct recipients of Dr. Tanner's academic brilliance. It is my humble privilege to welcome to the stage Dr. Chris Tanner.
Thank you, Dean Barfield. Graduates, families, friends, President Insko, Provost Witt, Dean Alvarez. It's such a pleasure to be here in front of you. I could not believe how you groaned when you heard the name of the OCNI curriculum, and I loved it. It's great. I hobbled up here because on Wednesday, part of being a small board member of a small nonprofit, we were out lifting parts to our sleeping pods that were going to be assembled at our first village. So it's been an exciting time over the last year with that work, and it's back to community health nursing for me. It's that passion that gets ignited when you understand that this is the profession that's your calling. Lives with you a lifetime. And I have to say, I've been so frustrated during the pandemic because I was called to go give vaccinations, but you know what? I was too old because I was at risk. So I was called to volunteer in other ways, but they didn't want us vulnerable people. So I worked for a while following that passion of helping people, seniors living in assisted living facilities, learn how to play bridge online. Advocating for them to get better Wi-Fi so that they could attend church virtually on Sunday morning. It was a calling, I found a place that I could do that during a historic time for our profession. And I have to comment that it's not coincidental. I don't think that the WHO declared 2020 the year of the nurse. And then we had a pandemic that called on nurses all over the world to serve in incredible ways. And thank heavens that we have nurses, and thank heavens for you. So I just went off script, that whole last part, so now I'm going to say what I wanted to say to you when I wrote this, which is that I understand some of your angst now. I mean, you're thrilled to be finished. It's a great benchmark for you. And I know there's a little bit of fear because when the pandemic closed down everything, OHSU, EOU School of Nursing, universities across the country, schools of nursing across the country literally turned from in-person clinical experiences and in-classroom learning to everything online. And you had to be fearful. Am I getting enough? Now that's typical. In the 45 years that I've witnessed these celebrations, there's always angst about have I learned enough? And for you, it's been special because of how much of your learning you did online. Let me assure you that your intelligence, your passion, your concern about doing the right thing, and the principles you've learned will carry you a long way. I have no doubt that you will be very successful. So to be here today means that you have survived, but you've also thrived. Think about what you were doing while you were doing online learning, while you were thinking about the clinical you were missing. If you have youngsters, you were taking care of them at home while you were trying to pay attention to class, right? You were likely growing anxious about your loved ones, whether they would be safe through this. And similarly, growing anxious about when you would get back to your actual clinical experiences. But I know for you to be here, you have mastered enormous amounts of information, essential for nursing practice. You have shown us that you are capable of taking care of patients. You have developed skill in clinical reasoning, and you've learned the value of reflection in your practice, right? Right? Okay, good. Okay, I saw that. You know the actions and interactions of many, many drugs, and you know where to find it if you don't know. You know about the many preventable health problems and how to engage your patients in doing things that will prevent them. You've learned how to help people cope with new diagnoses and how to support family caregivers. You've learned about public health and epidemiology, and in fact, you've lived that for the last 2 years. You learned not only the meaning of case rates, but also the impact of that number on the lived experiences of nurses working with inadequate protective gear as they cared for patients with a devastating, highly contagious disease. I think you're really quite amazing to get through all that. To do it, to stay committed to your career choice, to say yes to caring for patients, to stepping into the future as a professional nurse, despite numerous challenges, says a lot about what you are made of. It says to me that you are ready to enter that social contract with society as a member of the most respected health profession in the country. I am proud to have you join me as a colleague. So you are also prepared in another fundamental way, another fundamental sense. During your years in school, you have connected with other aspiring professionals. Some of these friendships and deep connections will last a lifetime. With these colleagues, you have developed a deep sense of the core of nursing, the heart of it. Surely there's a science to it, but we would not have so much trouble articulating the it of nursing if there were much more to it than just science. It is the core that will not change as the world swirls around us. It is the understanding of the patient's experience that shapes your actions and interactions with them. The core of our profession is this understanding accompanied by great compassion and care. And I think we understand this and connect to it through our stories. It's the substance of human relationships, the privileged intimacy we know in nursing, the meaning, intent, and spirit behind our actions that show up best when we tell and retell the stories of our practice. You will remember those significant stories of learning, those experiences with your patients that transformed you as a nurse, as a person. So I'm going to veer off script again one more time because I suspect you have many stories. How many of you have a story of your first injection? Yeah? Remember? Yeah? Okay. I have one to share with you from a student. Now, many years ago, back in the 70s, and I had taught this student a very good technique of, kind of stretching the skin, to make it taut so it doesn't hurt. So she carefully did that, and she went back with her dart-like action and went ahead and put the needle in. But the only problem was it went through that fleshy tissues between her thumb and her index finger. And I looked across the bed at her, and her eyes were like saucers. She was frozen in place. What do I do? She mouthed. And I said, well, you're in, you might as well give it. And I know that look of utter fear, but it's also the source of that fear is, have I done harm? I have no wish to do harm. That's deep in you. This is a story I plan to share is a really powerful story about a young man in his first year of nursing, taking care of a patient in acute care, he went in to meet his assigned patient, Mrs. Y, an elderly woman who was recovering from thoracic surgery. In his retelling, he explained to me that he had gone to Reed College. He considered himself sort of intellectual, was interested in nursing because of the science. He explained that he was not exactly atheist, but more like agnostic. So as he introduced himself to this patient, she asked in a concerned voice, "Have you accepted Jesus into your life?" He paused as he struggled to answer without offending. And he finally said, "Well, I believe Jesus was a great teacher." He proceeded to do his morning assessment, asking about pain level, about a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, shortness of breath, No, maybe a little bit when I get up. He had finished his assessment, gave her her meds after looking up one of the new ones, changed her dressing, proceeded with her care, which he reported as uneventful. She was a nice lady, seemed to be recovering. She had talked about her husband who had passed away, about having to decide whether to stay in her old house alone or move in with one of her kids. She talked about her church and how important it was to her. He felt like he had developed rapport with her through this chatting while he took care of her. The following week, the student was back on the same unit but taking care of a different patient. But he stopped in to see Mrs. Y, who he'd taken care of the previous week. He said she seemed a little distressed as she learned she'd be going home soon. And then the surgeon came into the room while the student was there and told Mrs. Y that he was going to get that chest tube out. The student surprised himself by asking the surgeon if Mrs. Y shouldn't get something for pain before the chest tube was removed. And the surgeon essentially said, nah, it won't hurt much, let's just get it done. So the student and the surgeon helped get the patient into the position leaning over the bedside table. And Mrs. Y looked frightened as she looked up at the student. And then, so the student continues the story. He said, I sat down across the table from her and said out loud, I'll stay with you while he does this. I paused. I took her hands in mine, and I mouthed the words, I will pray with you. This seems like such a minor thing, really, he said, but it was not in me. It was not me to pray with her. But I felt it was the thing that would really matter to her, and so I did it. I can't even remember thinking consciously about it. What I learned from this experience, I can actually cross over to another person's realm of understanding and care about what matters to them. I never imagined myself doing that, especially over something that was so inconsistent with my own beliefs. And this is a story that stayed with that young man for years. You may not think that you have many or any stories now from your experience that might be so powerful, but you will have them if you take time to reflect on your interactions with your patients and with colleagues, thinking about what you noticed about your patient, how you would interpret it, what you saw, and what you did in response. Think about this interaction, what this interaction may have meant to the patient and what it means to you. What we have learned through research about illness experiences is that they have a narrative component. Patients tell us about their illness when they first started getting symptoms, what that was like, how they interpreted it, what it meant to them, how they've coped with it. Through their stories, we come to understand what is important to them as a person, and that understanding will shape how we respond to them. I want to close with a Navajo poem that captures well this core of nursing. It's called To Be a Healer. What does it mean to be a healer, I asked. A wise old person stepped forward. To be a healer, she said, is to be given a second heart. It is to care so deeply that you show your ache in person. It is to care so deeply that you are unashamed of your tears. It is to be well and broken and built up, all in the same moment. Blessed are you if you can heal others with a heart that feels, with a heart that hurts, with a heart that loves. And blessed are you if you can heal others with a heart that serves and a heart that sees the need before it's spoken. To be a healer is to forget yourself for a moment and get lost in someone else's pain, and then to find yourself in the very act of getting lost. To be a healer is to be an expert in the miracle of being careful with another's pain. It is to be full of willingness forever reaching out to and picking up and holding carefully those who hurt. To be a healer is to sing with the dying and to be healed by the song and the death. To hear a story is to reach out and hold carefully those who hurt. To find a story in your heart is to keep a story in your heart. To keep a story in your heart is to remember why you were staying in this practice that is so darn difficult sometimes. To keep a story in your heart is to help you find the joy in your practice. To keep a story in your heart is to remind you that you are a healer. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We will now move into the awards and recognition portion of our ceremony. To get us started, please join me in welcoming faculty member Robin Claudson, who will present the OPACT Scholar Recognition Certificates.
My name's Robin Claudson, and I've had the honor of working with these students over the last year or more. We're here to honor the 3 students that participated in OPACT, the Oregon Primary Care Transformation Project, which is expanding the roles for nurses and primary care teams. The United States Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration funded this grant, and participating students deserve this special recognition. The purpose of this 4-year training program and research study is to recruit and train nursing students and current registered nurses to practice to the full scope of their licensure in primary care. Registered nurses are an integral part of care teams in community-based clinics, and expanding their roles contributes to the improvement of health care for members of their communities. Their practice increases access to care as they provide high-quality care, managing and supporting patients with complex health issues and promoting the prevention of chronic disease. They meet the rapidly changing needs of a diverse and aging populations and improve population health outcomes. Over the last couple of terms, every term the student does about 150 clinical hours in primary care. And in addition to their regular coursework, they prepare up to 12 hours of additional reading, study, and seminar discussions focusing in on primary care concepts. It is my honor to present the OPACT Certificate and Scholar Cord to the participating students. Please come forward when I call your name. Asha Marie Beckrich. Jocelyn Rose Brown. And Kylie Lorraine Kemp.
So I'm going to just impromptu a minute. What you don't know is these students, to go to their primary care settings, they drive to Enterprise, Oregon, Ontario, Oregon, John Day, Oregon, and many places in between. And Robin took 16 of these students to Las Vegas, Nevada last month.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right, ladies? And I also wanted to note that a couple of them already have careers in primary care starting soon. So I would like now to introduce Misty Free-Stouter, who will present the Golden Lamp Award.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be back face to face. Today I have the pleasure of presenting the Golden Lamp Award. The Golden Lamp Award honors Florence Nightingale and emulates the story of the lamp. Florence Nightingale was born in 1820. Her legacy as a nurse began in the 1850s, when she returned to London after completing her education to provide care through a cholera outbreak. During this time, she recognized the unsanitary conditions added to the rapid spread of disease. Therefore, she made it her mission to improve the hygiene practices, which led to a significant decrease in the death rates within the hospital. Not too long after that, she was called to care for soldiers during the Crimean War. The conditions she witnessed were even worse than those in London. Patients lay in their own excrement. They were in beds just in the hallway. They witnessed the scurrying of bugs and rodents. There was scarcity of the most basic supplies, even water. Soldiers were dying more frequently from preventable diseases than they were from actual battle wounds incurred during battle. In addition to improving the sanitary conditions of the environment, she addressed the care of the patient in a holistic manner by meeting their nutritional needs, establishing laundry to provide clean linen, the importance of bed changes, right, everyone? Developing a classroom and library to provide entertainment, and transcribing letters to families for soldiers that couldn't do it on their own. Florence Nightingale was designated the Lady with the Lamp because of her dedication. It is said that she rarely slept because she would be rounding on patients throughout the night, carrying a lamp, administering to patient. Her monumental work revolutionized the standards in healthcare and made her known as the founder of modern nursing. The Golden Lamp Award is based on the American Nurses Association Code for Professional Nurses and the Florence Nightingale Pledge. It is given to recognize the demonstration of exemplary scholarship, leadership, professional commitment, innovative contributions, and humanitarian ideals. The recipient of this award also emulates the story of the lamp. Words used to describe this year's recipient include compassionate, dedicated, humble, hardworking. This year, the Golden Lamp Award is awarded to Joshua Ebel. Some quotes. Here you go, Josh. Just stay up here with me for a moment. There's some quotes I'd like to read that were presented about you. So some quotes from those that have worked with Josh include, his clinical logs reflect his dedication to respectful and compassionate care for each patient he encounters. He manages to remain aware of the importance of therapeutic relationships when under pressure. He is dedicated to best practice and actively seeks educational opportunities. Josh was assigned to work in the skills lab during his leadership rotation. Those that he worked with also said that he is humble, able to talk with the new students and ease their anxiety. He was so patient. He is a natural teacher, early, prepared, and ready to engage with students as we needed him to. I was very impressed with Josh. As quoted from Florence Nightingale, I think one's feelings waste themselves in words. They ought to all be distilled into action, which bring results. Josh, go forward and act. The field of nursing is very, very fortunate to have you. Thank you. I would like to ask Robin Claudson to please return to the podium to present the Elnora Thompson Leadership Award.
Today it is my pleasure to present the Elnora Thompson Leadership Award. This award bears the name of the first director of the School of Nursing and is presented in recognition of outstanding abilities in leadership that stimulates activities and interests of fellow students. The student chosen to receive this award from the LeGrand campus is Ashley Marie Gamble. I've had the honor of being a part of Ashley's education for the last 3 years as her clinical instructor and as a faculty representative to the Student Senate, where she has served as president. In the capacity of her clinical instructor, I found her to be very hardworking and a dedicated student who's always eager to learn. She's passionate about emergency medicine, often going the extra mile by researching a topic or planning a project to advocate not only for her patients, but also for her fellow students. She ran for and was elected to the Student Senate president, working through the challenges of COVID pandemic with the student body, and has revitalized the Senate, giving direction to the Rita Monahan Fun Run. This event is multifaceted, requiring exceptional organization and teamwork. She is a natural leader, encouraging committee leads and the team while keeping deadlines. She's well-liked and respected by her peers, her preceptors, and faculty, and she's an exceptional student nurse. And I wasn't going to read this paragraph, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want to embarrass her, and she really is exceptional. She's a high-performing student, a member of Sigma Theta Tau, and also Student Senate President. She's certified in ACLS, PALS, BLS, and STABLE. She is the trauma registrar for Critical Access Hospital and has attended a rural trauma course. She has high standards of excellence, integrity, and honesty. She has also served as a student representative on the Student Progression and Review Committee, stating that she wants to be the voice of the student and advocate for others. She has a strong commitment to the nursing profession and is dedicated to exceptional patient care. She's eager to learn, responsible, and passionate about nursing. She's a natural leader, desiring to grow in her skills as leadership, as well as becoming involved in future decisions in nursing. She states, "I want to be a voice in making things better." I strongly believe she'll make an impact not only with her patients, but with her peers and the nursing profession. Congratulations, Ashley. I would like to introduce Dr. Becky McKay, who will present the Sigma Undergraduate Outstanding Student Award.
Sigma, formerly known as Sigma Theta Tau International, is nursing's only honor society. Sigma was founded in 1922 by 6 nursing students from Indiana University. Today, Sigma has over 135,000 members, more than 530 chapters in over 90 countries. Sigma membership is offered to students who have demonstrated superior academic achievement, academic integrity, as well as professional leadership potential. Last fall, we inducted 6 new members into the Sigma Beta Psi chapter LeGrand campus. You can recognize them today by their shiny faces and purple cords. Today, I have the pleasure of awarding the 2022 Sigma Outstanding Undergraduate Student Award. Along with holding an exceptional grade point average, this bright young nurse participated in the 2021 Summer Research Engagement Program. She is a co-author on the abstract, Adolescent Suicide Screening in Primary Care and the Role of the RN. This was presented at the American Association of Ambulatory Care Nurses Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada recently, as both a virtual and in-person poster presentation. She is an excellent example of the values held by OHSU and the Honor Society of Nurses. The recipient of this award is Tristan Leanne Esterberg. And now, please help me in welcoming Dr. Greg Monahan to the podium to present the Rita Short Monahan Scholarship Awards.
Thank you. My name is indeed Greg Monahan, and I am pleased and honored to join you today to give the awards named for Dr. Rita Short Monahan. Would the following graduates approach the bench? Asha Beckrich, Riley Curry, Tristan Estabrook, Darby Gassett, Teresa Ho, Chelsea Hauk, Chad McCoy, Kazi Stangl, Erica Ventura Isiodia, Abigail Whipple, Alex Zabriskie, also, but he is not here. While they get up here, I'll say just a few things about this award. Rita Monahan was a professor of nursing in the program here from 1986 until her death from colon cancer in '99. During that time, she received a number of awards for teaching and carried out a rigorous research program. She became utterly devoted to her students, and it bothered her that some of them had a little trouble paying for their licensing exams after they had exhausted every last penny on OHSU's formidable tuition. So when she got sick, she asked, well, commanded, that we establish a fund to help those who needed it. The criteria are simple. Recipients of this award have to give promise of being great nurses, they have to have worked hard without undue complaint, and they have to be likely to pass the test. And oh yeah, they kind of had to need the money. So to you 12, well, 11 standing here, pass the test because we only give this grant once. Go out there and be leaders in what is, without any doubt at all, the greatest profession on earth. I've been retired too long, man. I'm losing my touch here. I would now like to introduce my old friend Diana Siltanen, who will present the Oregon Rural Nursing Award Excellence Award named for Rita's great friend and colleague, Jan Glaspie Peters.
Give me a minute. All righty. Good morning. As Greg said, I'm Diana Siltanen, and it's been such an immense joy and honor working with every student here. Just such an amazing group of people. And we're also very grateful to be a part of those journeys. Today, I have the pleasure of presenting the Jan Glaspie Peters Eastern Oregon Rural Nursing Excellence Award. This award is given to a student who demonstrates interest and concern for the health status of people of Eastern Oregon and who has the potential to make significant contributions to healthcare in this area. This year's recipient, I'm going to bring her up early, is Asha Marie Beckrich. All right. I can have you come right up close and stand here right next to me. Stand right next to me. Yeah. All right.
What are we doing?
All right. All right. So, where to begin? is how I've started out when I first volunteered to give this award, I was like, where to begin with her? It's so amazing. So it's quite difficult to sum up someone like Asha in just a few minutes. I will only be scratching the surface. Asha has been a defender of rural and underserved populations for most of her life. She served in the United States Air Force for 14 years as an ammunition specialist. Her time in the Air Force took her to 34 states and numerous places across the globe: Europe, Japan, South Korea, Southwest Asia, to name a few. She shared in her bio at the onset of her nursing school journey that she separated herself from the service in order to dedicate more time to her family. Self-reflection and the influence of her aunt led her to consider nursing. She wrote that she would not enjoy any type of job that was just part of the capitalist machine. That she needed a job that would give back to others in some way. Nursing seemed a good choice. Asha, I'm going to try not to cry. Okay. Asha, your some way to give back is defined by you being a role model for all of us, both new and seasoned nurses. Asha demonstrates ethical healthcare delivery to all, including rural primary care locations, where she was a recipient of the Oregon Primary Care Transformation Grant Scholarship. A faculty member shared that she greets everyone with eye contact, a smile and a laugh, and expresses genuine interest in everyone regardless of their age, socioeconomic status, or nationality. She's a joy to be around. Asha has an amazing gift for writing, and if she decides to author a book, I will be the first in line behind her family. As part of the learning process in nursing school, students share their thoughts via reflections through weekly submitted journals. Asha's observed practice, along with her written journal entries, demonstrate superior critical thinking that encompasses a tremendous heart of compassion, a tremendous understanding and respect for all people, and a heart that lacks judgment, one that is filled with only understanding and empathy. Asha's insight into the human condition and her approach to care has absolutely warmed my heart, and full disclosure, has on occasion brought tears to my eyes. Asha is certainly not lacking in personality. She has a keen sense of humor that is uplifting for patients, their families, and all around her. Faculty can all attest to this. And a lighthearted spirit and positivity are certainly desirable and needed attributes in the nursing profession. Thank you, Asha, for choosing OHSU, specifically on the LeGrand campus, and for choosing to be a nurse. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. And now my colleague and friend, Susan Spears, will present the Perseverance Award.
Okay, I'm here to present the Perseverance Award. Getting me up here to speak is a miracle in itself, so forgive me as I stumble through it. This award is only given during years when there is a graduating student who has overcome extreme challenges to complete the program. Often, the challenges are personal in nature and would not be disclosed to the public. The award is a way for faculty to acknowledge the student's commitment to academics and nursing. So this year's recipient is Narose Joran. Will you please come up? Uh-huh. Narose, you have persevered through both personal and academic issues. I mean, you left your home, you left your family. Yeah, and you came here. So, And you adjusted to Eastern Oregon winters. I'm saying that's a pretty big deal. You've navigated an unfamiliar culture while attending a very rigorous nursing program, and you succeeded and bloomed. And I'd like you to hear how, actually, I believe this was Diana described you. I appreciate Nerose's cultural awareness. In her culture, there is great respect for elders. I see that in how she approaches her patients and her team. She's cheerful, has an easy laugh, and these things put people at ease. Our approach to care is such a vital component of excellent nursing care, and you just exude kindness. Your patients can feel that in your voice, your touch, your pace of interaction, etc. You've proven your ability to succeed, and as you begin your career, I encourage you to persevere with a joyful heart, just as you have these last few years. Congratulations. I forgot to introduce Patty.
That's okay. Here I come. So I'm sitting back here in part because of the role of the MC, and I did Google, where does the MC sit? Because I wasn't sure. I didn't come to a clear answer. And then I woke up this morning with a low-grade fever, and I thought, it's a good thing they put me back here. Okay, each year we ask our graduating seniors to elect a representative from their cohort to give a student address. It is with great pleasure that I welcome Josiah Bates to the podium.
Thank you. We finally made it. Be honest, how many of us had a countdown of the months, days, and minutes leading up to this moment? Yep. After many years of classes both in person and online, late nights and early mornings, and consistently high cortisol levels, we have accomplished what we've worked so hard for, being able to pick our own scrub colors. I don't know who's more excited for us to be done with the nursing school, us, our loved ones who supported us through this journey, or our long-lost friends who wondered where we've been the past 4 years. I could spend the entire time talking about how strenuous nursing school is and how it takes a toll on your mind, body, and soul. But some advice I received from an upperclassman sums it up nicely. She said, make sure you laminate your notes so your tears don't ruin them. In all honesty, nursing school was very challenging and it pushed us to our limits. Because of that, it's formed us into who we are today, and it's truly expanded our approach and outlook on life and patient care. I want to thank all our faculty for what you did for us, especially during COVID. It was incredible how you were all able to adapt within weeks and come up with an altered and even new curriculum to bring us to graduation today. You may have heard a lot of griping from us students, but I don't think we truly appreciated how many extra hours you all put in and even temporary pay cuts. Thank you for challenging us and showing us your guidance, being patient with us, and helping us feel confident in uncomfortable situations. I know we didn't make it easy for you or show our gratitude. If we could just take a quick moment to applaud them for everything they've done. Of course, in my own unbiased opinion, the LeGrand graduating class of 2022 is one of the best OHSU has had. What? Okay. I'm honored to be a part of this cohort. Our class has always had a great sense of teamwork, compassion, and a drive to not only be individually successful in nursing school, but a willingness to make sure everyone in our program was successful. I can't say that I'm sad to be done with nursing school, but I am sad to say goodbye to some of the greatest people. I've had the pleasure of learning alongside. My apologies. I'll always remember the great questions and comments we got to enjoy from Bryce during class. Kazi being the quiet genius in the corner who's probably already taken the NCLEX and passed. And Ali, who always gave the most entertaining presentations. And to all my wonderful classmates, I couldn't have asked for a better bunch to call my peers. We're all expanding into different areas of nursing. Some of us will move on to med-surg. Hey, how long does it take a med-surg nurse to change a light bulb? 15 seconds to change it and 30 minutes to chart it. Some of us will become pediatric nurses. Never upset a pediatric nurse. They have very little patience. Some of us will work in the ER. No, I don't think they need handcuffs, said no ER nurse ever. Some of us will try our hand in the ICU. Did you hear about the patient that came down with the new peekaboo variant? He got sent to the ICU. And we should all be proud of those who will become OR nurses. What they do takes guts. There are many reasons why we started nursing school, whether it was a personal experience in a hospital, wanting to follow in the footsteps of people who are examples in our lives, a desire to help others, a draw to the flexibility that's available to nursing, etc. No matter what the reason, there's a common trend found here today, and that is making a difference. A lot of time, our day-to-day work will involve being with people during very challenging times in their lives. I've seen my classmates rise up and show critical thinking, compassion, empathy, and courage. We're in a room full of people who are ready to make a difference in this field. I think we all remember a time when we had a favorite nurse. Whether it was us in a hospital or a loved one, we would always get excited when that one nurse would get on shift. OHSU class of 2022, be that favorite nurse. It's time for us to celebrate this great accomplishment. There aren't many people in this world who can say they survived a global pandemic and nursing school at the same time. I want to thank all the friends and family who helped support us through this journey, as well as the staff who strive to help create this future generation of nurses. In closing, I would like to present the audience with an NCLEX-style question. As nursing students, we were A, exhausted, B, filled to the brim with knowledge, C, on the verge of a mental breakdown, D, bursting with excitement for all the future holds. Just remember, only one answer is the most correct. Thank you. Patty?
I'm just sitting back here thinking, families, thank you for sending us these wonderful humans, and thank you, students, for choosing us, and thank you, faculty, for helping to shape and mold them into the people they are today. So now, graduates, it is time to present you with your nursing pins and graduation roses. Prepare to come forward as your name is called. Family members and friends involved with pinning, we ask that you remain seated and join your graduate once they've reached the top of the stairs. I'm going to ask Dr. Karen Bean and Dr. Jenny Elder to come present pins and roses. And while we're waiting for our seniors and faculty to get into place, we would also like to give a special thank you to Joanne Smith, who is a community member and nurse who provides roses for our graduates. Okay. We're going to go here. Ali Kasim Abdul Rahman, Portland, Oregon. Take home. So you also have to know Ali's mom, Asma, is a rock star nurse, so pretty special. Okay. Sydney Ann Adams, Hermiston, Oregon. Josiah Bates, summa cum laude, Enterprise, Oregon. Asha Marie Beckrich, Huntington, Oregon. Jocelyn Rose Brown, Silverton, Oregon. Riley Thomas Curry, magna cum laude, Vail, Oregon. Robbie Donahue, Bend, Oregon. Joshua Doyle Ebel, cum laude, La Grande, Oregon. Tristan Leanne Estabrook, magna cum laude, Ione, Oregon. Ashley Marie Gamble, magna cum laude, Pilot Rock, Oregon. Darby Gassett, cum laude, Enterprise, Oregon. Teresa Quen Ho, magna cum laude, Linwood, Washington. Chelsea Lane Hauk, cum laude, Union, Oregon. Brianna Lynn Humiston, Prineville, Oregon. Narose Martha Joran, Atolls of Lae and Midget, Marshall Islands. Kylie Lorraine Kemp, Clarkston, Washington. Riley Coleman, Heppner, Oregon. Chantel Marie Krantz, Cove, Oregon. Chad Austin H. McCoy, Pendleton, Oregon. Amber Dawn Pear, cum laude, Cascade, Idaho. Philip Pomple, Oregon City, Oregon. Bailey Reed, magna cum laude, Pasco, Washington. Brooke Elizabeth Sanders, Pendleton, Oregon. Bryce Jonathan Schubert, cum laude, Newburgh, Oregon. Cassie Hazel Stengel, summa cum laude, Joseph, Oregon. Tenzin Searing, Portland, Oregon. Erica Catalina Ventura is Ordia. Magna cum laude, Salem, Oregon. Abigail Marie Whipple, cum laude, Redmond, Oregon. And last but not least, and not present, Alex Mark Zabriskie, cum laude, Corvallis, Oregon. Very good. So this concludes our award ceremony, but please stay seated to view a short slideshow of our senior class that was put together by Jocelyn Brown, after which we invite you out into the foyer to enjoy light refreshments. And my most sincere thank you and gratitude for coming today and helping us to celebrate. So I'm always interested to view this slideshow, so I'm going to walk down here so I do not miss this. Join us for refreshments. Job well done.